Alright, let's get down to business. This is Art Block, the weekly show where we talk about various creative mediums and how they're made. Today on the chopping block are some tips and tricks in developing your art style. So, how does one develop an art style? Well, let me just point out that a style isn't necessarily limited to visual arts. You can have different styles in stuff like directing, animation, and writing, but for the sake of this video, we'll be keeping it mostly to illustration. When you're just starting out as an artist, odds are you're going to try to replicate another person's art style until you've reached the point in improvement where you either want to change something or you've noticed enough differences in yours and the other person's style. Art style is a fairly subjective thing. Most artists tend to favor other artists' styles over their own, mostly because there's just a certain appeal in something that we can't seemingly achieve. There is no true objective way of determining one art style over another, since style is inherently subjective and appeals to people's preferences. As for quote-unquote improving your art style, that's a whole different story. You might have seen other artists who have teachers or mentors who stress realism when it comes to illustration, and this is for a good reason. Having an understanding of what something would look like in real life is essential for understanding anatomy and being able to create more expressive artwork. A major offender in this argument is the anime or manga art style. Now don't get me wrong, there are cases where anime can be realistic, but a majority of the time the style is often exaggerated in certain areas to make the drawing seem more appealing. I do want to talk about some attributes you can change when it comes to developing your style. In a lot of animation, whether it be Western or Eastern animation, certain attributes are modified to appear more pleasing to the eye. The more prominent examples are the eyes, which are enlarged to become slightly more expressive, and the overall shape of the body and the head. When we're talking in style in terms of character designs, one of the more important factors is how you draw the eye to the face. Whether that means you change the size of the head, incorporate different colors, or modify other proportions to make your face more apparent, you'll be providing a subtle guide to what's important in the design. Inking and coloring styles can also vary. Higher detail in exchange for more fluid movement is a bit of a stylistic choice in anime that helps distinguish it from its Western counterpart. The last thing I want to point out when developing your style is to try something new and see what works. Maybe in one picture you draw a character with larger eyes, maybe in the next you make them more realistic. It's all up to you, so just try to have a bit of fun with it. And that's about it for this week's episode. If you have any tips on improving your art style, make sure to drop them in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate it if you subscribed and hit the bell so you can be notified of future episodes of Art Block. Also, a big thanks to my patrons on Patreon. All links are available in the description, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. This is Spirit, signing off.